I must be on another planet.
Hello everyone, yeah. Today I'm going to be filming a video showing off my hair care, makeup, and skincare prep when I do my makeup. And yapping a little bit. The hair care products I really won't talk about. I show them all on the screen. And I'm going to yap through this part because I don't want to yap through the makeup part. Yeah. So recently, a lot of things have been going on. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, which sucks because I haven't been able to put out any gaming videos, which sucks because it's always 3 weeks. But I have a second job, which is why I have 2 jobs, period, which is why it takes me so long to like put out videos. Even when I really want to, I be dead tired, which gets me into the second thing. I got into a car accident, bro. I got into a car accident like literally 2 weeks ago, I think, to this day. And yeah, it wasn't total, but the front part of my car was smashed and it literally drained all of my savings. But at least it didn't cost that much to get fixed. It was like $1,100, but the first guy quoted me 6 G's, and I looked at like the fucking hidden camera because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to put these feet to the pavement. Like, I know, like, it's not, that's like worth more than what I'm, financing. Like, that's too much. Like, yeah. So I just got my car back, technically. I'm getting some other stuff fixed on it because I had a little wiggle room. And the guy's a family friend, which snaps up to the family friends. Yeah, so I've been going through that. And the whole reason why I got the second job, because I just got out of college. Baking and pastry student. Class of 2025. Yay. In May, and I've been working these 2 jobs since June, and I've been saving up for this trip that I'm going on for my birthday. Girls, I'm going to Japan. I'm gonna be such a fucking nerd out there. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I've just been working really hard in order to do that, and also to have an emergency fund because I couldn't do that while I was in school full time and then going to work full time. That shit is for the birds. I do not blame anybody who does not want to go to college. I think higher education is something that, should be offered to everybody for the free ski. But if you don't want to pay for it, I completely understand, and I'm not like that. Or want to go for any reason, it's fine. I don't care. Go do what you want to do. Yeah. So I'm going to Japan. I am so excited. I'm picking out my outfits, girl, right now. I think I'm gonna have another video coming out pretty soon. The makeup ones don't take that long for me, so I think I'm probably gonna focus on that more right now while I'm doing and editing the gaming ones, because those take me like literal days. That's like 2 to 3 hours of footage that I'm going through all the time. Yeah, I'm really excited. Honestly, I just can't get over it. I've been consuming a lot of gyaru, like, related media and anime recently. And I consider myself kind of like a, I forgot what it's called, like a foreign gyaru, like a, girl, I forgot. I was going to say Jedi, but I don't think it's Jedi. Because I just watched a video on Jedi K. And I think Jedi is just stuck in my head right now. Yeah, I love gyaru media. Love it, love it, love it. Is anybody watching Dress Up Darling? My boyfriend put me on. They're so cute. And you should watch the Hokkaido girls. They're cute too. So here I'm just washing my face with this white clay deep and cleansing foam. I got them in the pink and white. I love this brand. It's so good, girl. Shout out to the Midwest. If you shop at Ross, bro, sometimes, like, when it comes to skincare, I don't always have, like, the same routine. I like to try different stuff out and see if it works for me. And this is like a really good deep cleansing foam. Usually when I do my makeup, especially if I'm going out, I like to like completely wash my face and get like a nice clean base on it, and build up from the bottom up, thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a good foundation, and before you put the foundation on, you need a good clean canvas. That's very important. Here, I'm using my facial steamer. You don't have to be as extra as I am. You don't need a facial steamer. If you do this part in the shower, it'll simulate the same effects. It just helps open up the pores, I believe, before I wipe everything off, and really gets the soap in there. I also use like a gel cleanser too sometimes. I think I was rushing this day, but usually I do the whole like Korean 10-step skincare because I don't know, something about pampering yourself and like really like locking in, it's really nice and very therapeutic. The gel cleanser I use is usually always a hydrating one, but it needs to be a gel one. I just have like combination skin, and now that the weather is changing, it's getting like dry. So now that my face is washed, I am putting on this oil. Again, when you're shaving or dermaplaning, if you're dermaplaning your face, you should never do it while your face is dry. I like to do it with aloe vera gel as well. And here I'm using the steamer again just to make sure that it's like nice and set in. You want the blade at like 45 to like 30 degree is what I watched, or what I heard when I was I just started dermaplaning my face. And it's just making sure that you're like really getting it. If you're looking in close, bro, you can see like all the hair and like skin coming up. I know it's kind of gross to say it like that, but like that is what it is. I have PCOS. I am a werewolf. I don't know how else to say it, but I am a werewolf. My face gets hairy, and when I shave it, it looks noticeably like my skin doesn't look as dull. Like, it doesn't look like there's like a gray cast on my face sometimes. I don't know. Maybe other people don't see it. I see it, and I will continue to dermaplane my face until the sun goes down and I give up the ghost. I don't know. Like, it really makes my makeup look really nice and smooth and kind of plasticky sometimes. I kind of like looking like a painted doll when I do my makeup, and it really helps with that like effect and smoothing everything out. I did my brows kind of. Here's the LA Girl pencil that I'm using, and I'm using a Q-tip to clean up my brows. I can't shave them yet because I'm waiting to get my eyebrow pierced again, re-pierced, and I want him to make sure that he's got it in the right direction. Yes, because that hole fell out of my face. So now I'm gonna go in and use a thin line brush and this Neutrogena face setting spray. I usually use a setting spray because it really helps the eyeshadow on the brows stay down. And you need a flat, like, angled brush like this. That's how you get the precision. If you want precision, you need something that's angled, and you need something that's like, just draw that bitch on there. This is the Blur, Revlon Blur finishing stick that I'm using. And it smooths out my pores. I like it. It's nice. And I forgot to do my edges. And if you've ever tried to put your edges on after you do your makeup, it's just not good. My edges are gonna come up, and I kind of fix them, but usually I try to do it before I do my makeup. And I guess this is a little tutorial on how to do and swoop your edges if you don't know how to do and swoop them and you want to. So here I'm using the Juvia's palette. I'm using the black in that to add to the ends of my eyebrows. I usually use like a brown pencil to fill them in, and then the black at the ends. You only want to use the black at the ends for this makeup look. Sometimes if my hair is freshly dyed, then I'll just go all black and it'll just kind of seamlessly, you know, do its thing. But typically I like to keep the black at the ends and keep the brows a little bit more brown black or like gray black at the beginning. Give it kind of a gradient type look. So here I'm taking this LA Pro color corrector in red, and I'm putting it underneath my eyes and anywhere where there are dark marks. Sometimes I color correct, sometimes I don't color correct. There's gonna be another makeup video I put out because I'm trying to test all of my makeup to make sure that I'm getting the best result when I go on vacation. Especially when I want to try doing GRWM makeup while I'm there. Because I got the nails and everything on, so I might as well just go all out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I mapped it. I put it on my mustache part and everything. Here is a True Match Laurel Mercier, I believe, foundation, and I got it in W 4.5, which is kind of like a more like yellowish tone. I know it's a neutral, but it's like a yellow neutral. This is usually makeup I would wear in the winter. I got kind of a tan, but I use it to like kind of underpaint, if that makes sense, pre-highlight, whatever you want to say. And I'm using the spoolie edge to buff out the beginning of my eyebrows. That's very important if you draw your eyebrows on. Blending in makeup is, if you feel like you're done, you're not done. Give it another minute or so. Really take your time with it. I usually take about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do my makeup if I go out. So I start early. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to rush it. I want to take my time. So I'm using that foundation and a flat rounded brush to carve out my eyebrows. I kind of don't like my eyebrows here only because I want to go for like this straight thin curve look. But again, need that brow piercing. And I'm getting a couple of other piercings done as well. I'm really excited about. So yeah, just carving that out and letting the color corrector dry down. A lot of that 2 hours is me letting the makeup like get kind of dry and tacky. And if you are carving out your brows and it starts to get that starts to pick up any of the product that you're using and turn it kind of grayish, you need to wipe that off. Just wipe it off, not the brow itself, but wipe off the brush that you're using on a makeup wipe and just start over and go back over it. There's no need to continue the process if it starts turning gray. And this is the first of many cuts that I'm doing. When I do makeup, I think of like literally I'm painting a new face, but I'm using the same foundation. So you gotta make sure things are like good. I'm using a powder puff to pat down and pat in that color corrector, as well as take some of the product. If I put too much on, I think I put too much on. It's more than I usually do, I believe. So yeah, I'm just patting that in with that little puff and letting the foundation on my brows get dry and tacky before I blend that out. So here's kind of what it looks like right now. Decent. Trust the process, y'all. Genuinely. So now I'm taking that same foundation and that flat brush and I'm painting it on. I want to try using one of those like Korean like spatula things. I heard, or I watched a cosplayer and watched her do her makeup, and her makeup came out really good. And I'll try to I think I'll try that one day. But yeah, I'm just putting it in places where I would highlight, and that's, I guess, how I underpaint. Yeah. Now that it's dry, I'm putting the Fenty concealer in the places where I would kind of bronze and or contour, and I'm letting that dry down.
A few moments later.
So now I'm taking this concealer brush and I'm buffing out underneath my eyebrows and the cut that I did. I don't know why I just did that. I think I just got a message. Yep, buffing that out, buffing it. And again, if you feel like you're done blending, no, you're not. No, you're not. You gotta keep going, girl. So I get 2.5 hours. I'm taking this e.l.f. hydrating concealer and I'm doing the second cut on the eyebrows. I usually do 3 of them. I know. It's very como se dice, I don't know, girl. I know it's extra, but it really helps. I don't know. It really helps. I like the layering process. Like I'm literally, again, I'm painting on my face. That's how I think about it. I'm building from the ground up. I'm just cutting underneath both of those with the flat brush. So here I'm taking a foundation brush. It's kind of compacted and I'm just blending out the foundation that I let dry. Sometimes underneath the color correcting, I powder it and then put the foundation on. I don't do that often because sometimes the color corrector gives me like a tint, if that makes sense. But I kind of like it. It makes my face look warmer in a way with the yellow foundation, or neutral to warm foundation that I'm using right now. And I'm just blending it. And again, blend. So I'm gonna take that same e.l.f. concealer, the 16-hour camo like one, and I'm putting that in the places that I just blended while I'm letting the concealer underneath my eyebrows dry. Then after some time where it gets kind of dry and tacky, I blend that out as well. So now I'm taking the flat brush and that same concealer brush and I'm doing the first of my nose highlighting. Usually I would do 3 different like concealers in the center of my face if I'm going all out. I'll do another makeup video and I'll show that. I'll probably do that one when I do the Gyaru one that I'm planning to do. And I'm just concealing and buffing that out and blending. Because it's the first one, I don't really care to let it dry down or anything. It doesn't matter. It's when I get to the second and the third one. But I'm only doing 2 for this video, so I'm just buffing it out right away. Now I'm taking this e.l.f. concealer and I'm going to use it as a bronzer. And I'm putting it on the points of my face where I would bronze. And then I'm just going to go in and buff that out. I'm also using it kind of to shadow like what my face looks like without makeup in a way. Which I guess is the same thing that you do with a bronzer. And I'm just buffing out the underneath my eyebrows. Because I let it dry for a pretty long while. So yeah, this is what it looks like after I blend that out. And then there's a top piece up there, and that's just from my hair gel from my edges and stuff because it's peeling up because of the makeup. And now I'm going to build my crack powder. Now I know that sounds crazy, but I mix all 3 of those powders, the HD e.l.f., the Desi butterfly powder that I found on TikTok, and Black Radiance's yellow banana powder. I mix all of those up. I do a half of the translucent powder to like 1/4 of each of the other powders. And I set my eyebrows first and I set the rest of my makeup. Now I like to build on the creams first and then do the powders. I'm sure everybody's seen that in a makeup video once or twice or not, but yeah, I'm just building up and I'm just packing it in. I call it the crack powder because it literally is like crack to me. I do it every single makeup look, this is the one thing that does not change for me. Like, the one thing that does not change, I buy the same powders now, like literally all the time. Like, if somebody can find me like a dupe for the e.l.f. HD translucent powder, I would appreciate that. I think I'm gonna try the kimchi one, but I don't know. Now I'm going in with this Clinique Glow. Also, I love all the Clinique skincare. I've been using this pan to almost filth, and I'm using this brush. I'm taking in the brown bronzer and I'm just buffing that into the parts where I put the e.l.f. Chestnut concealer, and I'm just making it more defined now. It's kind of just like coloring it for me. I think any bronzer would do. I also am going to use the Physicians Formula, the butter bronzer. Girl, that shit had me in a chokehold. Now I'm taking the other side of the brush and I'm putting that on the curve of my cheek. If you have like a oval to round face, this is also good makeup for you. If you don't know how to do makeup, I don't know. Round face, I like studying the different like people's faces. I'm putting that in the places where, again, I would have shadowing if I didn't have makeup on. So around my chin area, down my neck. Gotta blend it down, y'all. Gotta blend it down. Yeah. Now I'm going into that kind of yellow pan and like scrubbing a different one of the puffs in there. You don't want the same puff as the red one. And I'm taking that brush and I'm fanning out the powder that I let sit and bake on there before I put the yellow powder press in there. And then that's just to clean up any of my nose contour, like if it doesn't look the way I want to, kind of just clean it up like that. And it's good to like stare at the side, like stare at your nose from like profile angle, just to make sure that it's going straight down, if that makes sense. So now I'm taking that same bronzer and I'm building up my aguasal, which is just like the little fatty part underneath your eyes. I don't know, I think it makes my makeup look cuter and it makes my eyes look cuter. And I just get into like the divot part of my eye and I'll build up shadows with that to mimic like the shadows that you would see if you had like defined under eye fat. This is that butter bronzer I was talking about. I broke it. So now I'm going to take another flat rounded brush and I'm going to put that underneath the aguasal to build again that shadowing. It's a lot of building, it's a lot of, you know, underpainting, it's a lot of, yeah, that's basically what I do. This is the 2 hours, y'all. I'm not just in here lollygagging, but you can see that it's becoming more defined. Sometimes I'll add black underneath it too, or like a real dark rich brown, depending on if I'm going all out. Again, this is like an 80% for me, and it still does take me 2 hours. I'd say like 1.5 maybe I'm pushing it, but yeah, just building, lots of building. And I'm doing the same thing to the other side. Another thing to keep in mind when you're doing this makeup is what you do to one side you need to do to the other side, especially when it comes to fixing. And then I put some of that Desi butterfly effect powder on my cheeks, and I kind of use that as a first highlighter because it's pink and it's so like glittery and pigmented. It kind of looks like a highlighter. And I'm taking that Neutrogena spray and I'm spraying it all over my face now. I really layer it in there, and I'm going in with the facial steamer. Again, you don't need a facial steamer. You can complete this whole makeup look and get in the shower afterwards. I like to do my makeup that way because the steam from the shower will open up your pores and help the makeup really sink in there, while like kind of adding some type of hydration to it. I learned it from Stripper Talk. I trust in the women whose jobs it is to use your beauty in order to get your money. I don't know, that makes sense to me. I think she knows what she's talking about. So after fanning down, I put gel on my eyebrows just to make it kind of wet looking and make the brow hairs a little bit more defined after all that powder. Yeah. So now I'm taking up my broken up e.l.f. blush in Red Brick, and I'm just putting it on the apples of my cheekbones with a blush brush and just blending that in. Now's a good time to get that foundation shit off your lips. I don't like that. I don't like foundation on my lips. It's good to put lip chap on before you do your makeup. You don't have to, but it makes the foundation and stuff coming off a lot easier when you wipe it off. But I guess it doesn't matter for real. Taking this pink sparkly highlighter and this fan brush, and I'm highlighting the high points. This is the first of 2 highlighters for my 80% look, but if I was going like 100, it'd be like 3. It'd be like the second of like 3 to 4 highlighters. Yeah. So I'm just highlighting the high points where I put all of that pink makeup on. And now I'm taking a brown from this ColourPop coconut palette, a rich brown, and I'm going back underneath my Aguasal to build that up again. Again, I need it defined. It's very important to my makeup. I just started doing this and I really think it's cute. See, there you go. Now I'm gonna take another flat rounded brush and take the white from that palette. Not a white, but something that's kind of like my skin tone in the center. And I'm going to put that in between the shadow part and then like the actual fatty part of my eye, just to brighten that up and to like make sure that any like of the dark powder that got up there, I'm getting that. And I'm gonna put on some clear mascara. Usually I do this as like a primer and then I use the black mascara afterwards, but I'm just gonna use this clear one. Yeah. So now I'm going to take this flat angle brush again and spray it with some of that setting spray and dip it back into the black of that Julia's palette. And this is usually how I like to do my eyeliner. For some reason, it's like low-key the only way that I've been able to do it successfully. And then sometimes I'll go back over it with a liquid liner just to make sure that like it's like set. But usually I like to do my eyeliner with the angle brush. Actually that brush is a brush for eyeliner and eyebrows, I believe, or I just use it for both. Yeah, it's good for precision. Here's what it looks like duplicated on another eye, and then I also put it tight lined it, and now I'm gonna go and put on that black mascara. Usually I would do the clear one and then the black one right after it, and I always use waterproof. There's never a time that I enjoy using non-waterproof makeup. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't compete to me. I don't get it. I don't want it. And I hate when my eyes get watery because I have chronic watery eyes. And then like I start seeing like black smudges underneath my eyes when that's not the look I'm going for. It pisses me off so bad. So now I'm going to put on these cat eyelashes with this duo glue. I love duo glue. I live by it. I stand by it. I'll never buy another glue. I don't like using the black one, and I'm going to go in with this highlighter. I spray all my brushes before I dip into the highlighter, like this, for like more like opaque of a highlight. And again, this is the number 2, I believe, number 2 of the highlights, and if I was going 100, it'd probably be number 3 or 4. And I'm putting that in the high points of my face. I can use the fan brush that I use on my cheeks, but I don't know, for some reason I use this compact brush. I don't know what it's called in a professional setting, but yeah. So now I'm going to take that fan brush and buff out what I just did, and there's glue on my lashes, on my lash line. I like to do that and put glue on the lashes. And I'm doing my lip. Here's a MAC lip. It's a maroon color, a brown liner pencil, and then this red tinted lip gloss. It's the lip plumper kind. I don't know, I like when it burns a little bit. I like having BBL lips for some reason. But yeah, that's the end of my tutorial, and I'm just fixing my hair and making sure the makeup looks right. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'll try to do more makeup looks, and if you like this one, you'll like the next. Love ya, bye.